So Disney CEO Bob Iger is including a new feature where users will soon be able to generate their own Disney short form content.
I'm not happy, Bob. Not happy.
Can you think of anything that the world needs less right now than another giant company competing for the attention span of us and young kids with more soulless, addictive short-form content filled with AI slop based on the stolen art from generations of talented artists? If you've seen any of my other videos on a topic like this, then you might know that I'm generally trying to find a hopeful and uplifting take on all the crazy, scary things that are happening with the way the animation industry has been looking and the world with generative AI has been looking. That has been kind of the only way to make it through it. That prevents me from spiraling into a pit of despair. But there has been this new announcement from Disney, and that makes it really hard to not be spiraling into despair, I must admit. What they said feels so wrong on so many levels, and I feel so sorry for my community today. If you haven't heard yet, then let me recap really quick. So after a stream of flops and seemingly not being able to create any new inspiring work for years, and after financial struggles and streaming just not really paying off as well as they hoped, Bob Iger and Disney just announced that sometime in this upcoming year, they're gonna include a new feature on their streaming platform, Disney Plus, that will allow users to create their own AI shorts using all of Disney's IP so that they can share it amongst themselves on the platform and look at other people's AI generated reels, basically turning Disney Plus into the new TikTok, just with the caveat that this will be entirely based on unethically scraped AI art. I don't think I need to be putting into words how heartbreaking this feels, since for me, and I know many of you guys, Disney has always been such a source of childhood inspiration and dreams, and it just feels like a very fast way to lose a big chunk of their fan base, really. This announcement is also just very new, and there's still many open questions. I, for example, am wondering, can they now even protect their own IP when other platforms generate Disney art? Like, Disney has been in the process of suing Midjourney for copyright infringements earlier this year, and I remember back then the response from Midjourney was kind of that Disney can't just go around suing AI companies if they are actually utilizing these tools themselves. Which just leads me to the very questionable morale that Disney, the company, has been having. Like, what is exactly their message here? They sue other AI companies. They call out artists that are making money from AI-generated Disney art. They've been doing this for years now, but it's like once they realize that they can't control the monster, they just got on the wagon instead. It really gives me the sense like the moment they feel that they can squeeze money out of something, no matter how scary and unethical this way of content creation might be, then they're suddenly okay with it. Many artists, me included, were hoping that Disney would take the side of the artists when they sued Midjourney, especially because, you know, the only reason Disney got so successful is because of the artists. But I was also hoping that they would sue for the right reasons and not just to save themselves. And this just all makes them seem so desperate. Ghibli and smaller studios and independent artists whose livelihoods are at stake are still taking a stand against this. And then a giant company like Disney comes in and leans into exactly what we know makes us all more lonely, less creative, less connected, less authentic, and it's just so unethical. It also feels like we're coming out of an era of Disney struggling to come up with own unique ideas that are new. The company has been losing a lot of money, and now this is the only way they could come up to like somehow stay relevant. The word Bob Iger likes to throw around these days, it seems like, is that he wants the user experience on Disney Plus to be more engaging. But there's really nothing engaging about AI slop short form content. It's not engagement, it's numbing. It's disconnecting. It takes no heart, no effort, no creativity, and it's just so not what the world needs right now. It also is just blatantly disrespectful to the artists at Disney, obviously. Everyone who has ever worked at Disney and made the company that amazing thing that it is, and people that were dreaming of maybe someday working at Disney, or even people working at Disney right now or recently. They all have been very vocal about how upset they are about this and how disappointed they are in this, which is a big deal because I got the sense at CalArts and every time I interacted with people working at Disney that they are contractually bound to not speak negatively about Disney. People don't want to get blacklisted, people don't want to get on the wrong side of the company, which I all understand, and that is why it's so crazy how vocal people are about this. And the backlash in the creative industry as a whole has been ginormous as well, of course. But it is also disrespectful towards the subscribers of Disney Plus. I guarantee you, every user of that streaming service is already swamped with constant cheap reels on every social media platform that no one asked for, if you want to or not. But that is because TikTok and Instagram and all these other social media platforms are free, and we pay them with our attention and our happiness. But users are already paying money for Disney Plus. And the reason, correct me if I'm wrong, why anyone is paying for a subscription service like this these days is because that is one of the last places where you can find high quality media that took heart and effort and time to make, where you can just turn off all the noise for a while, where you're not swamped with people's opinions and AI slop. While researching this video, every video I clicked on, every single one except one, gave me an ad for AI platforms. It's everywhere. There's so much AI generated content everywhere. We don't need any more of this. Does anyone actually want this? And maybe I'm blind too, but doesn't it also feel a little bit short-sighted from Disney? Obviously, I'm in my own little echo chamber, but how in the world is this gonna not be destructive to Disney in the long run? In the future or today? I am pretty sure that this is not what Walt and Walt Disney wanted for this company when they founded it. They've always been very pro-change, they've always been very pro-evolvement and going with the time at Disney. But I doubt they would have implemented something that would destroy the company's value and ethics from the inside out. After a long and flourishing era of paying artists and respecting artists and supporting new creative visions, the studio is now saving money through implementing AI in their pipeline. And after years of being insanely protective over their IP, they're now encouraging everyone and anyone to use it. But where is this going to go in the future? If Disney stops needing artists, then people stop needing Disney. There's a theory that Disney in the recent decade has just been doing what brings them the most money. It makes investors happy just to somehow survive. And on the way, they have been making some very questionable choices, and that is probably the reason why they're doing this now. Right now, everything that has AI in it sells well, and Disney's main priority is selling. It's similar to Instagram getting us all hooked in the beginning by just being a very pleasant and lovely platform where you could post pictures and engage with your friends and connect with your friends. And now it turned into this highly addictive space that swamps you with ads and AI art and shorts of people you don't even know that you can't stop watching, and fake news, and you don't even enjoy being on these platforms anymore. They don't make you feel good anymore, but you can't stop because they got you hooked. And maybe Disney has a similar business plan. I'm really actually wondering if the average user actually wants this change in the future of Disney Plus. If anyone's actually excited about this feature. I'm sure some people are curious, but does the vast majority actually want this? I'm genuinely curious. Obviously, we artists are appalled by it. But even if you're not in any way affiliated to the creative industry, I still doubt that this is what you want your kids to engage with when they open Disney Plus, to watch the movies that maybe you grew up with. So we will have to see if they feel the need to respond to this big backlash that has rightfully been happening all over Twitter, and petitions are going around and people are just very upset and very anxious. And we'll also just have to see how Disney's fan base reacts to the feature once it actually comes out in Disney Plus. After all, the sad truth is that even though we know that models like ChatGPT impair our ability to connect with people and think critically and make creative choices and think outside the box, and even though we know social media is bad for our mental health and our nervous system, we know all these things, they're still designed to be highly addictive to the human brain, so we use them anyways. And the same might actually happen to Disney Plus subscribers. There is a reality that this might actually work, unfortunately. Like, we really don't know. But I don't know about you, but I can just speak for myself that for me, my view of Disney, the company, has completely changed this week. They've been doing so many things. They've been remaking my favorite movies as live action remakes and milking what made my childhood magical for profit for a little bit too long now. They've bought companies that got too powerful and had ideas that were just too creative and too unique that they became a threat to Disney just to eliminate the competition. Like, they've made so many mistakes, I think, that made them so highly unlikable. But what they're doing now is next level. This causes so much long-term harm on such a larger scale to artists and users alike that it really hit me today. Like, this is not the Disney I grew up with. The Disney that inspired me to draw, the Disney that had that magical feeling to it. This is Disney, the company. They don't care about heartfeltness anymore. They don't care about art or hard work or human connection. I'm really trying to phrase this in a way that doesn't sound bitter, but really all they care about is what makes them the most money. Like, I mean, so many big businesses do. Probably all of them do, no matter what the cost is. And if it makes the world a significantly darker and scarier place to be at, if it harms people. And now that is really sinking in, I feel heartbroken, but I also feel, and this is weird to say, but a little bit like a sense of peace. Like, the industry is changing massively. And with that will come losses and mourning companies like the Disney we grew up with. But that, I believe, makes space for new, more authentic, more beautiful, more human stories and studios to arise. It's like a big giant sequoia tree that was gorgeous and beautiful in the beginning, but then eventually it had to fall ill, and then it dies and falls, and it's really sad. But now there's like a big hole in the canopy and the light can shine through, and all these other baby plants and flowers can grow because of it. Like, all these people's indie projects and personal projects and smaller studios that can now take the space in the industry that Disney used to have. A new era in animation. If Disney is encouraging AI use on their IP, soon the internet will be flooded with low quality generated Disney slop. More than it is already. I mean, and that is what the company will be associated with. It's kind of like that cheapness almost. Someone who didn't respect the craft enough to protect themselves better from this. And people who want that, who need that noise, will gravitate to that. And then there will be, I think, a big portion of humanity that has different values, that feels like they need something different, that their kids need something different. And I know this is one of the many, many moments that we've been facing where it feels like our industry is dying. And maybe it is, but maybe it should be dying, so that something new and better can be reborn. There's not a lot we can do, but I think the most radical thing everyone can choose to do for themselves is to not give up hope, even when news like these reach our ears. I'm gonna try to just not waste my energy on hating Disney and clinging to a version of the company that ceased to exist forever ago. I'm gonna instead redirect that energy and keep using it to hopefully make art that makes the world a better place, and I encourage you all to do the same. Alright, thank you so much for watching. I'm thinking of you all, and yeah, we'll get through this together. Bye bye.